Controllable controllables.
Controllable?
Hello, everyone. It is Sunday Night Live. Sunday night, the 16th of February. How are you? And you, but most importantly, you. Yeah, you. Right there. How you doing tonight? You getting a sneak peek of Angie's redone office, repainted, box up, I don't know, all sorts of crazy things going on over there.
It was a crazy weekend. Painting, working, learning.
I can't believe all the things you're doing to Mama Tess.
I know, she was helping me
Hey,
organize.
April, how are you? Good to have you here live.
April and Carrie Perry.
Yeah, there's Carrie.
Nice. Hi, guys.
What's going on, guys? What are you grateful for this Sunday night? What's Angie grateful for in her new environment?
That starting to feel like I wanted to do it for a long time.
Wow.
Starting to feel like, the whole thing was, it never just felt like me. It never felt like me. So I painted the walls. It doesn't show the color very well on the camera, but it's this really pretty mauve color. Got gold accents, have stuff coming. Like, it's just
Oh my,
my happy place.
it's her happy place. There you go, people. There you heard it here first.
When you work so much, you should have an office that you love.
You should, we do spend a lot of time where we work, and, I do say it about the people you work with and the places you are, it should be like you want it.
Yep. And Jimmy and Tamiflu. Oh my gosh.
Ah,
How's he doing?
oh, I'm so sorry about Jimmy, but a lot of people have had it. I was talking with somebody. Oh, I was talking with Rachel today. She's still recovering. She just had another virus. She has had it basically what, since Thanksgiving? She's had something?
Oh, it's been horrible.
Yeah, so I've been talking. So a lot of people have had things. There's been a lot of stuff out there. People stay healthy.
Yes,
Stay healthy.
yes.
That is what we want to do. We want to stay healthy.
What's going on in your world today, Neil?
Part of the topic tonight. So let's get started. I'll tell you about it.
Tell me.
Let's get open our quote book and see what our quote book tells us. It tends to be the great fortune teller of our night. If you're not failing every now and again, it's a sign you're not doing anything very innovative. If you're not failing every now and again, it's a sign you're not doing anything very innovative. Another way of saying that is you're doing things too safe, or you're not dreaming big enough. Your dreams are too small.
Yeah.
Your dreams are too small. Ooh, a date at urgent care for Valentine's. You do know how to have it. Hey, Sherry, how are you?
Hi, Sherry.
Where are you talking to us from, Sherry? I forget where Sherry's at. Do you remember where Sherry's at?
I'm.
You're drawing a blank too.
Say,
okay, we're both drawing a blank here tonight.
I want to say Florida.
That's what I thought, but I'm not positive.
And up by Mayfield, or Mayport.
Mayport.
She's up in Jacksonville, I think.
Okay, that is what I thought. Great to have you here.
Oh no, Michigan.
Michigan.
Hey. Sorry, Sherry.
Michigan, Florida, same thing.
Same kind of weather, right?
But that's what I'm talking about tonight, Angie. So we've had a weather weekend. Weather weekend here in the Northeast. You may have seen that on the news in between painting.
And talking to Leonard's in Pennsylvania.
And Leonard's in Pennsylvania, so he's had weather. And so we've had weather, and it's been blucky. Is blucky a word?
Yeah, it is a word.
It is a word. So it's just been the mixture, and it's been snow and rain and ice and sleet and snow and rain and ice and sleet and just it's been the whole bag all weekend long. Well, really Saturday night through today. And so, you know, it's I'm a pretty people have said, Angie, okay? People, people.
People. Mhm.
People have said or inferred that I am a fairly powerful person. Okay, I would call it resourceful. People have called it powerful. But even with all my amazing powers,
Yeah,
I can't control the weather.
I thought you could.
You know, well, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay,
Okay, this is where it gets interesting.
okay,
Because I will tell you, if I am powerful, okay, and I have made reference before jokingly to the all and powerful Oz. What the heck? Why not April? And Carmela was sub-zero temps, and we got the sub-zero temps coming. My power comes in that I do not worry about what I can't control. Okay, my strength, my inner strength, my
one of your superpowers, I will
one
agree.
of my superpowers
Mhm.
is I completely take off the table the things I cannot control and that I cannot affect change of. I mean, I'm a dog with a bone with a store we know we can fix. I mean,
Right.
we both can be that way.
Yeah.
When a store is fixable or something, but I can't change or control the weather. There's nothing the only thing I can control is how I do what I do about it. Okay? And how I react to it. I can control that. Okay? And that is controlling the controllables.
Controlling the controllables.
Controlling the controllables.
Okay.
Controlling the controllables. I can't do anything about the weather. I can make sure snow plows there to keep the driveway clean and my parking lot clean, which is very expensive.
Thanks, Carmela.
There's Carmela.
And April, so true. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It's debilitating worrying about the things you can't control. It used to drive my mother nuts that I wouldn't worry. I mean, it would drive her absolutely bonkers that I would not stay up all night worrying about things that I cannot control. Okay. And the weather is an awfully big one. I can affect a lot of things. I can affect change in a lot of things. I can affect things very positively. But the only thing I can bring to the weather is my attitude. Okay. And well, in today's case, my back.
Troubling.
To shovel often so that we, like last night we were out there hitting the walkways a lot and even the cars a lot so that today wouldn't be as bad. Still was a lot today, but it was just what there was very, very heavy.
Right.
I could only imagine what it would have been had I not done what I did last night. Okay, we went out multiple times when it was light and fluffy and there was nothing. I mean, there was stuff. There was a lot of snow, but it was all light and fluffy. We were clearing all the walkways because I get plowed and everything, but we got to do the walkway. And we cleared the walkways and cleared the cars and everything else up to like 11:30 last night. Okay. And so overnight, there wasn't a lot, okay, of more snow.
Right.
But there was rain and ice and a little bit of snow and rain and ice. And so I controlled the controllables. My own stores were closed today. Originally, based on the forecast, we said delayed opening. Okay, right. Because we knew that was a foregone conclusion. But we want to be open for our customers. Should be able to. You always want to be open for your customers. You want to think like your customer. What would my customer want? If I loaded my kids in the car because who would have thought in February it's going to snow in the Northeast, and I need a new winter coat or a new jacket or snow pants or whatever, or we're going to Bermuda next week and I need a swimsuit. You want that store you go to be open. Okay, but for the safety of our customers, for the safety of our staff, for the safety of the community, we were closed today. And that sucks, but again, control the controllables. And keep everybody safe so that your army can fight another day, so that your customers can come to you another day, so that everything can be, control the controllables.
Oh, cool. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so that's sort of where I go with it today. And it always bothers me because me, I want to be open. I always want stores to be open. All the stores we work with, I always want you to be open. But safety trumps that, and I can't control the weather, but I can control the controllables. I can control how we communicate with the customers. I can control how we communicate with the team.
Let me ask. So what all did you do? I saw social media.
Well, last night we let all the staff that was scheduled to open today know that we weren't going to open at our normal scheduled time. Okay, so they knew last night. They weren't getting up early to try to worry about it.
Good.
They all knew that the earliest we would open is noon. Okay, and that we would make a decision on that by 10 a.m.
Okay, that was
so you knew everything. So you knew everything that we knew.
right.
Okay, because it's so often, and this is very common in a lot of areas. Northeast isn't special. There's that rain snow line. It's sort of, where does that hit? And if it's just a little bit warmer, or the storm falls a little bit south, okay, it's not as bad. Okay, but a little bit the other way, and it's it's a lot like when you have a hurricane in Florida. Okay, or heavy rain that can become a bigger storm.
Yeah.
A couple of miles makes all the difference. It's funny. It's like they designed the highways by it, because they say, well, if you're north of this, it's like they knew the weather pattern right here. So let's just drop the road right here to make an easy reference point for the weather.
Right. Right.
But it is communicating it. So we communicated with our customers that we were going to have a delayed opening. We communicated with our staff that we weren't going to open as normal, but potentially as early as noon, but everybody would know what we were doing by 10. Okay, and I think we made the decision at 8:30 to call it a day, somewhere in there, call it a day.
So you have a snow plan.
We had a snow plan, and even better than than the snow plan that we had, we have a snow policy. And let me just hang on a second. An inclement weather policy. Here's what our inclement weather policy says. Our customers and consignors expect us to be open regardless of weather. Our goal is to honor that expectation. Think of where is it? Hang on, my screen is going weird. Think of it as a mom who loads the kids in her cars, her boxes of consignments, and gets all the way to us to find that we're closed. Regardless of the weather, she will likely be very upset with us, no matter what notice we posted online. That being said, while we want to honor the expectations of our customers, we'll never make a decision regarding your personal safety. Only you can make that decision for yourself. We just ask that you notify your manager as soon as possible if you're not going to make it in because of weather. When there are situations that we decide to close, or close early because of weather, we'll do our best to notify all affected team members as quickly as possible. Thank you for being a part of the best team in resale.
Like it.
Okay? Simple but not simplistic. Because again, I'm not gonna it is not what I feel safe in, okay, is not something that you would feel safe in, Angie. Okay? I mean, you're a nail, you can, I'm just, you're here, so I'm calling you. You
You
can be
go
a nail
ahead.
biter in the car.
I can be, yeah.
Okay, in situations. We have driven through some blucky situations together.
Yeah.
Both winter weather. I think of some winter storms we've been in when
Yeah.
we've been on the road together. And
Yeah.
I think of some heavy torrential rains that
Yeah.
we have been in together
On the interstate, that's
on the interstate. And you know, I know you trust me and I know you feel comfortable with me, but it doesn't take away the nail biting aspect of it. That's just part of your safety measure of where you are, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That is okay.
Yeah.
Did I say it wrong?
No, it's completely true. It is completely true. But
And-
I'm sitting here thinking, I can't control it though.
No.
But I should try to rein that in, but I don't do very.
No, you can't. And there's times where we pulled off for a half an hour. There's times where we pulled off the road for
Yeah,
especially when it's been the rain, because that we know that's going to pass.
right,
The torrential rains. But the reality is one person's level of safety, one person's feelings is not someone else's. So for me to say, oh, it's not that bad, is not fair to someone else who is completely terrified at the sight of snow, rain, anything. Okay.
right.
And so having a safety plan in place, having a communication plan in place, controlling the controllables is incredibly important, while at the same time doing your best to honor the expectations of your customers, because we all know that the customers rate us at the speed of Amazon and the interface of Apple. Okay? They want the simplicity and perfection of design of Apple in what you do, and they rate you at the speed of Amazon. Neither one of those, okay, keep in mind,
Yeah.
neither one of those is rating you on price. Neither one of those is talking about price.
No.
But that is the two biggest comparisons. The other thing to keep in mind with this, okay, because we're specifically talking weather right now in our controlling the controllables, is according to our friends at the National Retail Federation, we're besties. Okay, weather affects 3.2% of retail business. 3.2% of in-store retail sales are affected by weather. Okay, that is both positive and negative. Okay, I can tell you today that Home Depot was selling a lot of ice melt and shovels.
Yeah,
Okay, positive.
yes,
Okay, my brick and mortar store was selling things online. Okay, not so much in store today. Big goose eggs in store. Okay, but tomorrow people will be out, and because the roads will be clear, they'll feel safe, they'll feel comfortable,
right.
and they'll be like, oh shoot, I need another winter jacket. Mine isn't holding up. If there's enough snow out there that the kids can be sledding, we'll do that. The kids came and the dog came in from outside and ruined the couch. We need a new couch. Okay, they tracked all that slush and mud and yuck out. So positive, negative. Okay, it balances itself out. Okay, using weather as an excuse is always hogwash. Okay, even though it's very real when you have to close for a day, but it is hogwash that how it affects your business in the long run. It affects it today. Period.
Right.
Okay. And so you need to have goldfish brain about today. Goldfish Memory of a goldfish is 10 seconds. 10 seconds, people.
Be the goldfish.
Be a goldfish.
Goldfish. Take it off. Be the goldfish.
Shake it off and be a goldfish. That is what I am telling you. So
Yeah.
control the controllables. Control the controllables. That is what you do to make it happen.
So I'm just gonna ask real quick for people, do you have, just put like, yes, if you have inclement weather or any kind of policy on, like, so your staff knows what to do, so you know what to do, your checklist of, you know, that we're gonna notify them by this time, that we're gonna send out this email, we're gonna do this social, we're gonna call the TV station to say that we're closed, because April always reminds me of that, is, you know, because up in Omaha, I don't know if they do it in,
They do it everywhere, you know.
I've never seen it down, well, not really, but, like, you know, we're closed, so that's free advertising. So, like, do you have any kind of list? Do you guys have any kind of list?
Right, and sometimes it won't be as obvious as this. I'm going to give an example because I have one, Angie.
Go for it. I just kind of hijacked, so.
It is that what was it, a year and a half ago? We had major flash flooding. Never happened before. Okay, and our stores had to enact, you know, closing early protocols, weather protocols in September. Okay, out of nowhere. Okay, and when I heard about it, I'm like, who the heck's making this flooding? I mean, like the town is flooding. I'm like,
I remember that conversation.
I was like, who the heck's doing that? I'm like, and then I started to get video, okay, of people under bridges and flood. I mean, just weird stuff in an area that had never flooded like that before. They called it like 100-year flood. And, you know, it was really, they had to execute the plan. Personal safety. What do they feel safe in? You know, were they safer at the store? Were they safer getting, you know, making those decisions was important.
Right, because that was on the national news.
Right. Hey Sherry, that's a great topic. Talk to text. It isn't there yet. And mainly it's not there yet for the softwares because think of how the entry fields work. Okay, voice is coming a long way. Okay, voice has come a long way. It is a great topic, but voice has come a long way. We all know how we can talk to our phones and our devices through natural text, but it isn't there with the software companies yet because of the way the fields have to be filled out. It can't take what you say and fill out the attributes in Liberty because you mentioned you use Liberty. So you know, red shirt, maroon shirt, size extra large, $7. It can't disperse that to the right fields yet. It's just not there yet. Yeah. But there's a lot of work happening on that, and people looking at that. You know, so it is something that's being looked at. I know lots of people have looked at it, self-included, you know, because we want to speed things up. You want to get things faster. You know, one of the biggest things with that is workflow and setting up your workflow, setting up your screen designs, because that whole data entry screen can be completely designed in Liberty. And that's a great topic for another show. So I could go down a whole rabbit hole with that. Thanks, Sherry. I could go down a whole rabbit hole with that.
No, that's a great topic.
It is a great topic because you know what you're really talking about there is efficiency in your processing and in your data entry. Right. So, which is a huge topic and one that is and one that I love. Yeah, they're using a very linear software. and that's sort of where it is. Making the description box in Liberty as an example, fill in the description that you say. Okay, so like Angie shirt, Salt Life, t-shirt, long sleeve, putting that all in one box, very easy. Okay, relatively speaking. Putting that in the attribute field, so it'll send up to your website, so it'll update to eBay, all the different things that connect with it, more difficult. Okay, taking any one field and making it talk to text, easy. Okay, from a relatively speaking, the computer guys are, well, I can see, like, I know the head programmer at Liberty, and I know them at many of the software programs, but I know Sean, and I can see him shaking his head. Neil, you're saying this is easy. Do you know how much lines of code or this and that? And yes, I understand that. And this is, in the whole scheme of things, that one field wouldn't be so bad. It's the multiple fields. It's all the fields. So I get it, but it's a great topic. And just the overall topic, Sherry, which really you're touching at, even though you don't know it, is well, it's the overall process. I'm with you on it, but it's the overall process that you're talking about, because there's lots of things to be done to the process to make it faster. Okay, to set up your process and everything, and we'll talk about it. Okay, we'll look at doing a show on it, because process is everything, and constantly reinventing the process is huge. And I'll give you a short example, because I use it all the time, is Starbucks. Okay, Angie, I use Starbucks as an example all the time, because I've spent countless hours, days at Starbucks just studying their workflow. And how they set up their workstations, because their workstations are designed for maximum efficiency. You're not bending, so you're not turning, so everything is right there. Okay, and I've talked about that before. But Starbucks, to increase their efficiency, Angie, and I haven't talked about this on the show this year, is going to be eliminating 30% of their menu. 30% of their drink menu. Okay. It's giving you palpitations right there. 30% of your menu.
Oh, they already did it once to me.
Okay, 30% of the menu. Okay, and it is the whole idea of how do we speed up the workflow, and what is not our core, and what isn't core to the business that we do, that will then speed up everything else. It's going to be rough for a segment of their customers, but it's not going to be that rough. They don't plan on eliminating 30% of their sales, Julie, or April, or anyone else. Okay? And so, yeah, it's scary when I say they're eliminating 30%, but I've said it before, 20%. What did I say? Did I say 20, or did I say 30% of this? Wait, 30% of the way you do business today, you won't be doing in 5 years. You won't even be doing it in 2, and if you look back 5 years, okay, the way you do business is completely different. So you are really headed in the right direction on all of these things, even though the path that you take may not always be the path that you think is the fastest to get there. Like, and I'm going to pick on you for a second, Sherry. You're saying how voice will solve your problem, and it may be something else that actually speeds you up even more. Right, your favorite restaurant cut down their menu and made their kitchen much more efficient. Right. You can't be well, I mean, up north it was the Ground Round. You didn't have that, but Ground Round had everything on their menu. It was great because it was the family place. You had back in the day the Ground Round in the Northeast, and they're making a comeback. They'd all gone out of business, but they're starting a resurgence. Okay, was great for two things. One, they had the sports bar TVs, but they also had the kids TVs playing cartoons throughout the place. So you had big TV playing cartoons, keeping the kids entertained. Think before they were looking at their device, before everybody brought their own device, and they had the sports TVs for the dad and everybody. And they brought popcorn right to the table when you sat down. So you were giving the kids something to eat. Everybody had something to do, and it was a thing. And but their menu was everything in the kitchen sink. Okay, it was an unsustainable menu. Everything from burgers to steaks to pasta to chicken. I mean, the menu was this thick. It had everything.
Overwhelming.
It was overwhelming. And overwhelming for the kitchen and overwhelming for everything. So you want to have the right balance. And keyboarding skills are a big part of it, Sherry, but it's also the environment you create for your processors. So we'll talk about that. Okay, because Angie and I are big on process. And I love that you get 900 to 1,000 pieces, but it's how fast you get those processed. And that's part of it, especially as the minimum wage continues to rise and just wages in general, because you want to keep long-term people. So we will talk about that because it is possible to do that volume. Oh, that's awesome, Rose. I know that was great when we got to pass the Daytona 500 when we were there at your store. Love going by that, but it's a crazy, this time of year, it's crazy there. But there are ways to speed it up. Yeah, I know. There are ways to speed it up without voice. And so setting up your systems and processes for that is huge. Because great processes lead to success in it. So we got it. What else you got for me tonight, Angie? Now that I've been talking about the controlling the controllables.
Well, it's so today. So as I'm painting and I have on like training stuff that I'm watching and doing all that, and so I got a lot done today. I actually finished Flight Plan, so certified coach for Flight Plan 2.
Congratulations, Angie.
And Coach Builder. But one of the things that you talked about was if you're going to, something kind of was like what you were saying, if you're going to change, like with Starbucks changing their menu, one of the things he was talking about is how you do a product, kind of a product brief, a product analysis to see, is this worth keeping? Is this worth our?
Right, just because I've carried kids for 20 years, or I've carried small home decor, or I carried whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. Right. Is this earning its keep still?
Right. So that's one of so when you talk about control the controllables, that's one of the things I think, like that really stood out to me today as I was listening to him and he was talking about it, because there were some things that, that we cut out in my store, and you guys have cut, you cut out or you keep, and you have to analyze and figure it out. And that's something you can control, right? It's, we've got a lot of stores that are like, do I keep this? Do I not keep this? This is making money. But here's the thing, is a lot of them say, I feel like I'm doing a great job. Like this is selling a whole bunch. But when you get to the numbers aren't showing.
Numbers don't lie, people do. Our guts lie to us, Right. It's like having that nice dinner and you're like, ooh, this was so good. And the next morning your stomach's like, oh.
Not so good.
Not so good anymore.
Not so good.
Okay. So sometimes our gut gives us mixed feelings.
But yeah, so that was kind of like, I was thinking about that kind of stuff all day today. There's a lot, I had a lot of time that I was spending as I was painting, and just all the things, like I gotta tell you, like, I think Neil, you're in trouble because I got ideas spinning.
I'm banking on it. I know you do, Angie. I
Yeah.
know you
Yeah.
do.
So it was kind of fun, but, yeah, so that was,
Awesome.
you
Well,
know,
that's an exciting day. We've got a lot to cover. We always have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of this all in the program. If you're not a member, we have a lot of the things in depth with lessons that we talk about. So the things that we talk about with process, the things that we talk about with leadership, the things we talk about with inventory control, the things we talk about with running a better business are all in the program and more.
about progress over perfection.
Progress over perfection. Oh my God, you ladies get stuck on perfection.
Perfection. Oh no,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do.
right? I'm actually sitting here looking at one wall going, do I need to do that again? Like, I'm not gonna,
No,
I don't. But it's
no,
like,
you don't.
that's one of those things. It's like, we are just stuck on perfection that we don't move forward fast enough.
That is
So we're
correct.
afraid to pull that trigger, but we can control it.
You can.
Control it.
And all that is lesson number one is it is in the program.
Good. Progress.
And so if you're not a member, go over to Next Level Resale and join today. You can get the program, you can get the accountability coach with April. We have it all in there. We have it all in there with lessons and downloads, and it's all in there and ready to go.
Yeah. And what is coming up?
AI made simple, especially, but it's more than that, Angie. Okay, it's called AI made simple, right? I got the name right.
That's what it's called.
Okay,
A lot more.
but it is so much more than that. March 3rd, 4th, and 5th, recorded. So if you can't be a part of each day live from 12 to 4 Eastern, it's recorded. But it is everything on AI for resale. Okay, this is resales AI. This ain't your mama's AI. This ain't your restaurant AI. This isn't corporate America AI. This is AI so that you get another employee out of it. Okay, you get a new partner out of it. It demystifies it. It simplifies it.
It makes it fun.
It makes it fun.
Yes.
And it makes it doable. It makes it actionable and gives you time back.
Right. Ooh, Rose, when is the next in-person training session?
I am not at liberty to announce the date yet on that, Rose.
We're working on it, Rose.
We're working on
We're
it.
working on it. We've got some things.
And we appreciate in person too. This is going to be a great 3-day virtual, but we do appreciate in person. We love getting with you in person, and you will be one of the first to know, Rose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might even let Angie text you when she knows.
Yeah. I can do some things like that.
So
I've not heard of Groweggy Net 30. Have you heard of that?
no.
Groweggy Net 30. Is that something I need to are you Googling it?
Oh, it's an AI business suite. This is what we're doing for resale is so different than the generic tools that are out there. There's a lot of great generic tools, but what we've created for resale and how we're teaching you to use it for resale, it is the bomb. I mean, it just is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty freaking powerful.
Right, because the things that come back are specifically to resale. The AI program asks you questions that are specifically towards the resale industry, towards your store. And the replies that come back are all, again, resale oriented. It's not just plain what you get But if you just went to Chat GPT, no, a lot of the things are specifically made for you guys.
Right. And that's what we've tailored those days for. So
Yeah.
we're so excited about it. March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You don't want to miss it. Yes, we love in person, but you don't want to miss this virtually. It really gives you a leg up, and you get the recordings of it. So that's even better, which is
Right.
way better than what you get with the in person.
Right. And we had so I had someone that reached out to me sometime this week, and they're gonna have their social media person. They're getting it so their social media person can watch it. So
That's
they
awesome.
got it. So it's not just for owners. If you have your, you know.
Yeah, we have people that are having various staff watch it, managers and different people that they sign up for it. So
Right.
it is exciting because you don't have to be the AI person. But you have to know how valuable this is for your business and how it can be used to create time, okay, in your business.
Right.
And results. So it's
Results.
huge, Angie. It's huge. Huge.
Yes. What else is huge, Neil? This show.
This show, this video, and everything that I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell, ring it, so you know you're not alone. So you can share it with everybody that you know in business, the butcher, the maker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody grow a better business. Here every Sunday and Wednesday at More 8th Finish, Sunday and Wednesday at More 8th Finish. But if you have a question in between, just email us, Neil at nextlevelresale.com, NEIL at nextlevelresale.com. We start the program every night with our unique daily quotes. I read you our opening quote of the day. Our closing quote is, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes.
Read that again? Can you read that again?
Your vision will become, I'll put on my glasses for it. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. There's some deep thinking for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I'm here with Angie Luce. Would you like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah? An AI made simple for resale training, March 3rd, 4th, and 5th, where we will party. Yes, we will. But until then, and until Wednesday at More 8th Finish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running the store. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you Wednesday.